Here, where my finger is.
On what wood?
On this twig.
Fucking hell. It's a wood mouse.
Oh, you idiot. A wood louse.
Welcome back to another vlog. Sunday. And us guys, have got a day off in the summer. How have we managed that? Have we paid someone else to run those open days at the centre? No, there was actually a car show booked in on the Holdenby grounds. They didn't want any falconry, but as it happens, it's been cancelled due to the weather yesterday and the softer ground. Yesterday, Jackie and I and the team were working on our open days, and it rained all day. And I don't mean it was on and off, it rained all day long. So big kudos to the 20 or 30 or so people that turned up. We didn't fly any birds in the end, but we did some great talks. So again, where else will you meet a golden eagle literally face to face, learn about falconry proper, learn about eagle falconry, and learn about golden eagles in a tangible, literally in your face kind of way. And then the other talk we did was hedgehogs and toads, which is a really favourite of mine. Sort of garden wildlife, woodland edge, woodland animals that you can help in your garden for free. You know, you can do stuff to help them. Not about rattling tins given to some charity, literally stuff you can do yourself. So we're out in the woods, the dogs are having a run. We're doing the sort of thing normal people do on a Sunday morning. Lay in and so on, have cups of tea. We're going to have an English fry up after this amazing dog walk, and then bumble about doing normal people things for a change on a Sunday, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm thinking tiny enclosure, Siamese fighting fish, and some plants for the garden. See you soon. Enjoy the rest of the vlog. So we've just had absolute downpour. We actually sat in the van before we embarked on our walk. Sun's out now. So it rained all day yesterday, so none of these insects could forage. And this little bit of waste ground here. What a technical term that is, isn't it? Waste ground, wasteland. It's one of the most productive land for wildlife there is, and we call it wasteland because we're not farming it or building on it. Look at that lot. Still lots and lots of red admirals about. Lots of large whites and cabbage whites and things, if you like, that just run a shudder down Jackie's spine because she thinks they're all coming to eat her cauliflowers at home. So a while back on a vlog, you saw some trees here completely covered like a Halloween fixture in cobweb, and it was a moth. You saw all the moth caterpillars, and have a look now. Jackie's just spotted and pulled me over. Now the moths have the caterpillars have pupated, and now they've emerged as the adults. Look at that. Wow. It's absolutely covered in them.
Oh my goodness, look down here.
Look at them. So it shows the destruction they've wreaked on this plant. I don't know if you guys can see just how many of these moths have just emerged, and these would have emerged very much in the last day or two. All pupated, literally everywhere. Not that it wants to focus this thing. Elsie, leave them alone. And if you look at the whole tree, it was completely stripped of every leaf, and it's just sprouting back. Now those caterpillars have finished eating it. It's still alive. It's literally was cleared of every leaf, but already it's sprouted now. The onslaught is finished. Absolutely amazing. It's probably not coming out on the film, but it is absolutely, I'll just say it again, absolutely dripping with these small ermine moths. Goodness me. So here they are, hatched out at last. These are those European four-line snakes, and this is how different they are as youngsters. They look stunning, look silver and black patterns, and yet as they mature to sort of 6-7 foot adults, they lose that dark banding, and they have instead 4 stripes running longitudinally down their bodies, 4-line snakes. But as babies, oh, they're unbeatable. Look at them. And look at these, the Vietnamese blue beauty snakes. Again, absolutely stunning, but much more replicas of their parents in their colour and pattern, although it will change a little bit and become really vivid blues or greens. But look at them. What a hatch rate, absolute stunners. Soon be time to get them feeding, and then, of course, off to their new homes. But for now, what a blessing to see these baby snakes just hatch from their eggs. Something different. These are hybrid king snakes. Nothing in there as super wow as a couple of them last year. In fact, shockingly, much of a muchness. Unlike many hybrid clutches where you get a huge variety. I just breed this one clutch a year for those that do like the hybrids. Not my thing. I do like wild type colouring, natural species. But as long as they don't get mixed up and they're not sold as other things ever, i.e. Californian king snakes or milk snakes, then what you want to do is up to you, as I say. But that is the danger, that hybrids get into the gene pool. Some of those hybrids look just like a parent, like a purebred or a species, and that's the danger, isn't it? That's quite a nice one. So Kyle brought me this for a present a while back. It was lovely, and it had a Venus flytrap in it and various mosses, and it thrived for over a year. And then a recent heat wave killed it because I foolishly left it on the windowsill and then shut the blind behind it to stop the heat getting in the room. And now it is dry, but it wasn't drying out that killed it. It was actually the heat just built up behind the blind and in front of the window, and the heat killed everything. So I'm going to repurpose it for something completely different. Let's crack on. So there we are. Repurposed a little tiny nano aquarium, fully bioactive. The fish, well, there is a couple of baby endless fish that got in there with some of the water from our mature tank. But an aquarium for a fighting fish or better splendens. A mini aquarium just to light up a corner in the reptile ring. A beauty. Gorgeous. And if you're worried about him being in there, bear this in mind. That's at least 3 times more space than that fish has had in its life, from being captive bred in a fish farm to on display in the aquarium shop. And they breathe air to boot. A micro aquarium from an old jar. So this little one here has been helping Grandma make this stuff. Very nice it is too. Rhubarb, apple and strawberry jam.
Yummy.
What are you doing? Just look at this butterfly border that we put in, or the gardeners at Icarus Valkyrie put in. You can create this in your garden, in your school field, maybe outside your workplace. This has all been done in this spring, and now it's summer. Look at what we've got here, the bees and the butterfly, all thriving and beautiful. Beautiful to look at for the plants and to see those insects. Okay, so we're out in the outdoor reptile enclosures and we're having some change around because we've finally got 2 of our big outdoor enclosures built. So this enclosure here, which I've now completely wrecked, housed, have a look at this, housed our viperine snakes, a young grass snake and my 2 Aesculapian snakes. Now the Aesculapian snakes have proved to be almost totally nocturnal out here, as they were at home when they were growing on. So I'm going to take those back home. I'm going to grow those on for another year or 2 until they're several feet long. Aesculapians are so slow growing, it's ridiculous. So no point having them here. No one could see them. But what I did really enjoy was taking a whole hibernacularum to bits, which I haven't finished putting back together. And under here, had a small healthy clutch from the viperine snakes, so that's absolutely brilliant. This is going to be reinstated. It's starting to get a lot more shade now as summer goes on and the nights are drawing in, believe it or not. So I'm going to give this a go with some of my slow worms and common lizards, so they're on display at sort of height for the public. I was going to bring my slow worms and common lizards out on display in a ground level naturalistic setup. I'm going to try them here first for the simple reason they're easier to see, or at least some of them on display here. So we're going to see how that works out. But for now, the viperines are moving somewhere bigger. Those eggs will go in the incubator. I'll be chuffed to bits if they hatch. The water will be refilled, re-landscaped, and so on and so forth. Enjoy the rest. The reason I'm thinking of swapping them around is this small enclosure here with our pair of smooth snakes in. Even on a day like today, they can be spotted. They're getting ready to shed, but there they are. They can be seen. Ground level in an enclosure like that, you would never see them. So I'm thinking on the same lines for the slow worms and the common lizards. The same kind of thing, only bigger. We'll see, we'll see. So with World Owl Day coming up very soon, keep an eye on the Icarus Valkyrie Facebook page. Find out more about owls, and if you're local, come and see what the girls are putting on that weekend day. They're going to have a special day at the weekend very soon, all about owls, where you can meet some amazing owls indeed.